In Season 2, we find out Megan is in a campfire kids troupe and that her dad is the leader. This episode starts with Josh cooking s'mores for the kids because their dad is holding a meeting for them in the living room. While Josh is finishing up the s'mores, we hear his dad yell for him. Josh goes to see what's going on, and we see that the kids have tied up Megan and Josh's dad. After Josh unties his dad, their dad quits and tells Josh that he is now in charge of Megan's campfire kids troupe. While this is happening, we're shown that one of the girls in the kids troupe has a crush on Drake. Drake then runs in to tell Josh something, and the young girl gets happy to see him. Time passes and Drake is in his room playing his guitar, but the young girl who likes him shows up and starts talking to him. We find out her name is Wendy, and she starts telling Drake how cool she thinks he is. Wendy then asks Drake for his autograph, and he agrees to give it to her. She tells Drake that her dream is for him to play her a song just for her. But Josh then walks in and Drake doesn't get to play her a song. To make up for it, Drake gives her his guitar pick, and this makes Wendy really happy. Josh then takes the kids to watch a movie at the theater, but once they're at the theater, Wendy sees Drake is also there but on a date. She interrupts his date and starts criticizing Drake's date.
Wendy?
I think it's nice that Larissa doesn't worry about her figure.
For your information, I go to the gym 4 times a week.
There's a pimple on your chin.
Drake!
All right, it's time for you to go.
Yeah, seriously.
Okay, fine. Enjoy your feast. Bye, Drake.
Can you believe her?
It is a lot of food.
Later at home, Drake tells Josh that Wendy is a problem, but Josh thinks it's adorable. Drake tries to prove to him that it's not adorable, but Josh tells him to just chill because today she has a crush on Drake, but soon she'll have a crush on someone else. They're then interrupted by a knock on their window. They go to see who it is, and it's Wendy. She brought Drake pickles for some reason. The following morning, Drake still thinks Wendy is a problem. He then starts leaving his house, but Wendy is at the door and lets herself in. She's wearing a t-shirt with Drake's face on it, so Drake tells her to sit on the couch and starts talking to her. He tries to let her down easy, and Wendy says she understands. But the next day when Drake and Josh go to school, they enter their class and see Wendy put flyers all over the class that advertise Drake's appearance on the radio. Drake doesn't like that Wendy did this. Later that day, Josh holds a meeting with the kids in his living room, and we see Wendy is still obsessed with Drake. Wendy even tells Megan that they'll be sisters when Drake and her get married. Drake then walks in angry and tells Wendy that he's not her boyfriend and isn't even her friend. Drake told her off in front of the other kids, so not only was Wendy sad, but she's also embarrassed.
So, when's the wedding? You know, that wasn't nice. Who said I was nice?
As the night continues, Wendy remains upset and Megan tries to cheer her up, but it's not working. We then cut to Drake at the radio station about to perform. Before he performs, he sees a note Wendy wrote him. Wendy apologizes in the note and returns Drake his guitar pick. One of the other performers there, who surprisingly sounds just like Mindy, tells Drake that she notices something is on his mind and he should go fix it. Drake then tells the radio guy if he can perform another day because he has to handle something, but the radio guy tells him there's no guarantees. Drake, however, still leaves. Back home, Drake then arrives, and everyone asks why isn't he performing on the radio. Drake goes to Wendy and asks her if he can still perform for her like she wanted. Wendy is surprised Drake wants to perform for her because she thinks Drake hates her, but Drake says he can't hate his #1 fan. Drake then begins performing for her, and it makes Wendy really happy. After he finishes the song, Drake gives his guitar pick back to Wendy and then takes all the kids to Chuck E. Cheddar's. I really like this episode because we got to see Megan actually being nice. She wasn't nice to her brothers, but seeing her be nice to Wendy was like a breath of fresh air. I don't blame Josh for not thinking it's a big deal when he saw Wendy had a crush on Drake. Wendy is young and is going to have crushes on different people, but will get over them because it isn't anything serious. One thing I found funny but irresponsible was how Josh's dad just gave up and left Josh in charge of all the kids. I guess they really annoyed Josh's dad for him to just do that. With Drake being a musician, I feel like an episode where he has to deal with an obsessive fan was inevitable. This episode is worth watching. You get some good laughs like when Josh is locked in the tent, and when he speaks, Drake thinks it's a ghost and is confused from where Josh's voice is coming from. Let me know if you enjoyed this episode or just skip over it.